G'day everybody, just thought I'd do another quick update on gameplay and where we're at with the design around gameplay. We've had a couple of playthroughs, couple of things that have been really interesting to come out of the test plays that we've done so far is there's a rule in the game around social distancing, and we're toying with that idea of having to stay a certain distance away from each player. So that idea that if you are set in a space there, social distancing rules within the game mean that nobody can land or pass in the square directly beside you. So if somebody's coming up to a certain location, that they will have to actually spend their movement points to go around you unless they've got one of the booster cards that removes the need for social distancing, like your essential worker or your mask. So they're boosters that you can buy. One of the little things that we've came across in our test playing that we need to decide if that's going to be a thing or not is what happens within a store. So during one of the test plays, somebody sat right in the front door, which meant that nobody else could get into that store. So we're deciding whether we want to keep that as an option or whether once you're in a store, social distancing is removed so that other players can get into that same store and you're not locking people out from being able to find toilet paper in that store. Not sure which way we're going to go yet. We might keep it open and then throw the option for social distancing in stores to be an optional extra in the rules, but we'll see how we go. The other thing that we found was during the gameplay, just simply looking for individual rolls of toilet paper meant that the minute somebody hit a majority of the toilet paper, essentially the game was over. And so we were looking for a way to ensure that gameplay could continue and added that element of not being sure where things were at until the end of the game, because you don't know really kind of what's left in the board. So what we're going to do is actually turn the toilet paper cards that you'll cut out into packs, and then each pack will have a number on it, and that will be the number of rolls within that pack. So you might have a single roll, a double, 4, 6, 8, 12, which are the standard sort of sizes that you can buy. And at the beginning of the game, we will mix these up and place them into the reserve pile, but they will stay face down and it will be a random selection about where they end up on the board. So you won't know until you choose that particular pack how many rolls that you have in your pack, which means that you might pick up a 1, you might pick up a 12. It might actually be difficult to do that because it might be visible through the paper. We're not sure yet, but that's the next iteration that we're going to do. And I think that will be a really strong addition, because it will mean that each pack will have the ability, you could have 3 or 4 packs but still have a low number of rolls, or you might have a small number of packs and actually have a large number of rolls, which means that there's a little bit of a randomizer there in who might win, and it takes away that single element of, if you have the majority at a certain point of the game, it's almost no point playing the rest of the game because, well, clearly person X has won at that point because no one will be able to catch up with them. So toying with that sort of thing, that'll be the next variation that we add to the game design so that we can ensure a little bit more fun and longevity in the playability, and kind of keeps that desire to play right to the end, because you don't really know what number of packs might still be left. So that's that's probably the next big thing that we found. I'll do another update soon on the boosters, which have been a little bit of an interesting thing in the gameplay as well. And obviously with current social distancing in play, it's been very hard to play this game with more than 2 people. So we actually don't know the full effect of the boosters at this stage, because we've only been playing with a couple of people to test it. So as restrictions are starting to lift, we might be able to get some people together and play, a 6-person game and see the effect that the bigger boosters have on the gameplay. So I'll leave the booster update for now, and we'll talk about that a little bit later when we've had the opportunity to actually test it with more than just 2 people. But there's definitely been some interesting effects come through in the boosters and how they operate within the game. So, yep, so that's where it's at for now. Thanks very much. I'll see you on the next one.